what's up everybody? Welcome to Just My Two Cents, and today I'm super excited to be coming back to you all today with another video. I also want to say I hope you all are having an awesome new year so far. Hopefully 2021 is everything that you want it to be plus more. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started by jumping into today's video. Today we are talking about 5G on Consumer Cellular. And to go ahead and just get everything out of the way about what is 5G, because I know there is a big mystery around 5G and what it does and what are some of the specs and features, I will go ahead and read it straight from Consumer Cellular's website. So it says that 5G is now available to Consumer Cellular customers nationwide. It is the next generation in wireless technology, offering faster speeds for many activities and opening up exciting possibilities for the future use of wireless networks. So essentially, if you thought that being on Consumer Cellular that you wouldn't be able to get 5G, you do have that if you want that option. So to access 5G using Consumer Cellular, you will need two things. First, you will need a smartphone that is compatible with 5G. Second, you will need to make sure that you live in an area that has access to 5G coverage. So let's go ahead and dive a little deeper into what those things mean. So first we'll start by talking about making sure that you have access to an area with 5G coverage. So before you go out and you buy a phone that is 5G compatible, you do want to make sure that you live in an area that has access to 5G coverage. Because even though you can go out and get a phone that has 5G compatibility, you might live in an area that doesn't have 5G. So essentially you'll have a phone that works with 5G, but you don't have area coverage with that network that will cover that. And so that's going to be very important because you can't have one without the other when you're trying to get 5G service. So to find out if you live in an area that has access to 5G coverage, you will need to make sure that you are aware of which cellular towers Consumer Cellular uses in your area. So essentially, Consumer Cellular uses two towers. They either use the T-Mobile towers or they use the AT&T towers. However, depending on whichever company has the strongest towers in your area, that's the one that they will usually sign you up for. So for instance, in my case, I use the AT&T towers through my service through Consumer Cellular because they have the strongest towers in my area. However, if I was to probably live somewhere else that had stronger T-Mobile towers, then they would assign me to the T-Mobile towers. And this is usually pretty typical for some of the smaller companies that don't necessarily have their own towers, such as like a Boost Mobile or a Cricket or Straight Talk. For instance, with Straight Talk, they use Verizon Wireless towers, and so this is pretty typical. And so you do want to make sure that you do reach out to your Consumer Cellular representative to figure out if you are assigned to a T-Mobile tower or AT&T tower. And once you do figure that out, it's very important for you to go to their websites, either the T-Mobile website or the AT&T website, and pull up their 5G coverage map. And then you want to locate where you are. And once you find out wherever your location is, figure out if it's one that's shaded in as being 5G compatible or already having 5G access available to people living in the area, or you might want to go and see if it's still on LTE or 4G. Also, while we're talking about making sure that you have access to 5G coverage in your area, I do want to note that a lot of the bigger areas such as New York, DC, California, or even the Atlanta area, they're more likely to get 5G coverage before a lot of the smaller rural areas. So you do want to keep that in mind if you are interested in going out and getting 5G coverage. Alright, so let's talk about some of the smartphones and devices that are compatible with 5G through Consumer Cellular. So Consumer Cellular has 6 smartphones compatible with 5G. All the new iPhone 12 series, they offer 5G compatibility, as well as the Galaxy Note 20. And they also have the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which both work with 5G. So they do have those options, and those phones can be a little pricey. So they do have a payment option where you can pay all of it at one time, or you can enroll in their payment plan option as well. And that's usually one where you pay a little more up front, and then the payments usually range between $40 to $35 a month depending on which phone that you choose, but make sure that you check out those options. They do have those available. But I do want to emphasize that you must live in a 5G network area in order to get 5G service. So even though you might be able to go on the website and get a 5G compatible phone, you will need to make sure that you live in an area that has access to 5G coverage. Because if you have a phone that has 5G but you don't live in an area that has 5G, then you won't get 5G coverage. Just want to make sure that I reiterated that for individuals who might have missed that. So let's talk about the cost. There is no additional cost to you for your monthly service when you're using 5G. However, you do need to keep in mind that when you are using 5G, when you aren't connected to any type of Wi-Fi, you will be using your data. So it's very important to make sure that you are aware of what your data package is when you aren't connected to Wi-Fi, so that you don't go over and there aren't any type of surprises when you get your monthly bill. So let's talk about 4G for a moment. So let's say that you are not interested in upgrading to 5G and that you're happy with your 4G and your LTE service. So 4G will still be available to everyone at no additional charge. Also, they want people to know that they will continue to offer 4G and LTE services as long as manufacturers continue to develop and release compatible devices with the latest features. So just because you have a 4G networking phone or you have a phone that works off LTE or what have you, you will still be offered devices with the latest features, as well as they will continue to support these devices as long as possible. So don't worry about trying to convert to 5G because that's the latest thing. Make sure that you're comfortable with the phone that you have, because they will still offer great service at a 4G speed. So be sure to check out Consumer Cellular's website for more information about their 5G service. Also, if you have any additional questions, I reached out personally to some of the customer service representatives and they were able to help me with some of my questions that I did have about 5G. So feel free to reach out to them. You can either chat them if you aren't comfortable with speaking about this over the phone, or you can actually give them a call and they'll be more than happy to help you navigate this entire process. So if you liked the video today, make sure that you smash the like button, please. Also, make sure that you comment, you share, and please subscribe to the video, and I will see you all next time. Peace.